Site number 2 is the First Methodist Church. Its address is 308 High Street, which is the north side of the building. Drive around the corner onto East Street to see the front of the church. The church is located on City Block 5, Lot 6. The three oldest congregations in Newton were the Newton Baptist Church, the Methodist Church, and the Apostolic Church. In those early days, there were no church buildings, so services were either held out in the open or in private homes. Miss Jerry Reedman will now tell you about her church. She also tells of meeting her husband David right after World War II. Many of Newton's lovely young ladies met their husbands because of the maneuvers that were held here at that time.
Moore, Major John Moore's daughter, see house number 19, deeded property on the west side of the Courthouse Square, Kaufman Street, for the initial First Methodist Church, but it was not recorded until 1892. This first building and land were sold in 1907. In 1907, a large frame church was built at the church's present site at the corner of High and East. That building was remodeled in the 1930s. The present two-story brick structure was erected in 1956. The first and second floors total over 12,000 square feet. And the 1956 building committee listed on the cornerstone were prominent members: Dr. D.I. Trotty, Dr. John Stewart, James B. Kerr, E.A. Lindsay, and D.V. Reedman. Well, David and I met at Holly Springs during the war, and his brother had been on maneuvers through here. Actually, we didn't meet during the war, but just right after. And his brother brought him back on all the places where he had been in maneuvers. And we met then, and his brother, Russell Reedman, and my sister Louise married each other. And David and I were writing each other every day. He lived in California and I lived in Texas, and for 2 years we wrote each other every day. And after we got married in 1949, we moved to California, but we decided we wanted to be closer to my family. So we moved back here in, I think it was 1952, and established Reedman's Hardware. And we became members of the Methodist Church because he was a Methodist and I was a Baptist, and you can't work in two churches. So I told him that if he would work in a church, that I would join the Methodist with him. And I can assure you he worked in the Methodist Church from then on. But he was on the original building committee and has been a vital part of the Methodist Church ever since. For a time when we had 22 men at night for the choir, and we had a really full church and active membership. We outgrew the original church, so we held Sunday school classes in the building. It was a home that it was vacant, and we held Sunday school classes in that for the adult classes, because we were just too outgrown for the original church. Class took a project to raise funds, and we did everything from spaghetti suppers. I can remember mine individually was to bake and decorate cakes. So people would order cakes from me. I would do cakes for a 50th anniversary or a birthday, and we would do that, and they would pay us for that, and it would go into the fund. We did many spaghetti suppers. And I don't know what all other projects, but each class had their own projects that they did.
Well,
We went out and invited the whole town and sold tickets for like the spaghetti dinners and things like that. But I know that the church that's there now cost us, I think it was $96,000. And that's a big church for $96,000.
Mm-hmm.
We've had members like the stained glass windows. we had two members, Faye Sutphin and Rachel Martin, designed cut the stained glass windows and made them, and we had different members that helped install them. I know Lee Selman, and I don't know who else helped with the installation of that. But that was a big project that was taken on, and just different things within the church. Now, Bobby Smith helped with some of the design, and with the redoing of the carpet and the things like that. Well, we had the organ and we had the piano, and Lillian Stewart played the organ, and Mildred Powell played the piano, and they were both there every time the church doors opened to play for the services or whatever was going on. And Lillian Stewart played for many a church wedding in that building. But the choir was already established when we came here, but I don't really remember who was the director at that time. But later, Tom Bowser directed in some of the latter years.
Please continue on the driving tour to house number 3.